Sometimes love wears a mask, only to reveal a truth deeper than betrayal. Lagos was boiling under the usual pressure of traffic and heat, but inside a high-rise glass building in Ikoyi, a different storm was brewing, one within the heart of Dapo Akinlade, a 35-year-old tech mogul who built a billion-naira app empire from scratch. Dapo wasn't just rich. He was disciplined, calculated, and quiet, a man who believed in legacy over luxury. But for the first time in years, he was distracted. Not by business, not by hackers, not even by competitors, but by Amaka, his stunning, intelligent, socialite girlfriend of 1 year. Amaka was everything society said was wife material. Beautiful, educated, well-spoken, and highly connected. They met at an awards gala in Victoria Island, where Amaka charmed Dapo with her poise and her talk about philanthropy. But lately, things weren't adding up. She laughed too loud at strange texts. She took weekend business trips without explanation. She was now too busy to attend church with him, and she had once mistakenly called him Bayo in bed. Dapo tried to dismiss his suspicions, but after watching yet another video online of a man getting humiliated after marrying a woman who was secretly cheating, he told himself, "I'd rather suffer the truth than live in a comfortable lie." That was when the idea hit him. He disguised as a driver and worked for her for 1 week. Not with his face. No, Dapo had money. Real money. He contacted his childhood friend, Iola, a professional in special effects makeup and film costume design. "You want act movie ABI, you want catch thief." Iola joked when Dapo explained his plan. "I want catch my future," Dapo said coldly. Within 48 hours, Iola transformed Dapo into a scruffy, older-looking man with tribal marks, fake dented teeth, and a slightly hunched back. Even his voice was adjusted with padding in his throat. He now spoke with a Dapo accent. He named himself Babase. Dapo had Amaka's current driver transferred through her company's HR. He knew people in high places, and introduced himself as her replacement. He even brought forged credentials showing years of experience and recommendations. On a rainy Monday morning, he rang the bell of her Lekki Phase 1 duplex. Amaka opened the door half asleep, wrapped in a silk robe, her makeup-free face still glowing. "You be the new driver?" she asked, yawning. "Yes, ma, Nami. Dem say make I resume today." She sized him up. You look like you sabi your work. Hope say you no day drink kai. "No, ma. I day fear bottle like police siren," he replied, bowing. She laughed sweetly, but to Dapo's trained ears, it was the same laugh she used when manipulating him in arguments. He noted it. The week had begun. As Babase, Dapo took notes of everything. She was kind to him in public, polite even, but once inside the car, her phone became her lifeline. That Monday afternoon, she called someone. Dapo turned up the music quietly, but lowered it at just the right point. "Bayo, I told you not to call when I'm at home, no. I didn't forget last night, yes. I miss you too." He suspects nothing. Dapo gripped the steering wheel like it was a neck, so he wasn't hallucinating. Bayo was real. Still, he wanted more proof. On Tuesday, she dressed in a fitted wine-colored dress that clung to her hips like second skin. "Drive me to Orchid Hotel in Lekki," she said. Dapo obeyed. She stayed inside for 3 hours. When she returned, she looked flushed, giggly, happy. He wanted to ask her what made her laugh like that. He didn't. Back at home, Dapo overheard the housemaid, Ngozi, gossiping on the phone. "No be say madam no get better man oh. Now that Dapo way day do big boy for TV. But her body no day stay one place. Even yesterday she go meet that fine Bayo again." He recorded that. On Thursday, he followed her secretly after hours and used a mini drone disguised in a food flask Ella gave him. What he saw broke him. There she was, Amaka, on a rooftop lounge, laughing with Bayo. Not like a side fling, not like someone hiding. She was in love, feeding him suya and kissing his nose like he was her world. Then she said, loud and clear, "Dapo is rich, but he's not you. You make me feel alive." Dapo felt dead. That night, he parked the car in front of her house and just stared at her silhouette through the living room curtain. She had no idea that the man who opened her doors, fetched her food, and called her ma was the same man she planned to betray. She called Beo again, giggling as she spoke about breaking up with Dapo gently. He couldn't take it anymore. He had seen enough. It was time for the mask to come off. Dapo couldn't sleep that night. The sound of Amaka's voice haunted him, echoing in his head like a curse. Dapo is rich, but he's not you. She was playing a dangerous game. He had wanted love, genuine, unfiltered love, not someone who was acting like a loyal partner in public, while laughing in the arms of another behind closed doors. The next morning, he stood before his mirror, still dressed as Babase. His hand trembled slightly as he pulled off the makeup, revealing the man beneath the mask. The illusion was over. But he wasn't going to confront her just yet. He had one more thing to do: expose her publicly, just as she had humiliated him privately. Dapo met with Iola in a private studio in Surulere. Iola, a digital creative and fixer, had connections in media and content creation. "I need you to record what happens tomorrow," Dapo said. "We'll stage a fake engagement. I want to see her true reaction." Iola leaned back, raising his brow. "You want to turn her into movie? You sure? I'm not doing this for revenge. I'm doing this to set myself free." They planned a surprise proposal at a rooftop restaurant in Victoria Island, one of Amaka's favorite hangouts. All her friends would be there. She wouldn't see it coming. That same evening, Dapo sent Amaka a message from his real number. "Hey love, let's do dinner tomorrow at Kiza Sky Lounge. I have a surprise. Dress elegant. Red heart." She replied in less than 5 seconds. "Ah, babe." Finally, some romance, smiling face with hard eyes. "I'll be ready." She added a heart emoji and another kiss emoji. Dapo looked at the screen with an empty stare. She really thought she had won. Amaka showed up at the rooftop restaurant dressed in emerald green satin, her face glowing with makeup and fake innocence. Her heels clicked like authority on marble. Her friends, 5 of them, were already seated, whispering and giggling like a bridal train. Dapo arrived late on purpose. When he did, he was clean-shaven, wearing a bespoke navy blue suit and a black shirt with no tie. His presence shifted the room's temperature. "Oh my God, babe." Amaka leapt up and hugged him like nothing was wrong. He forced a smile. "I've been waiting for this moment," she whispered in his ear. "If only you knew." They sat. Drinks were poured. The waiter brought their signature seafood platter. Laughter, banter, and music filled the air. Then Dapo stood up and tapped his glass gently. "Everyone please, just a minute." The music died down. Amaka gasped. "Babe, what are you?" He reached into his inner pocket and pulled out a small, velvet box. Her eyes widened. Her friends screamed and brought out their phones. Dapo went on one knee. But just before he opened the box, he asked calmly, "Before I take this step, Amaka, do you have anything to tell me?" The question sliced the air like a machete. She blinked. "Babe, what kind of question is that now?" "Anything at all. Any truth you've been meaning to share." "No." She laughed, glancing nervously at her friends. "Why are you scaring me?" Dapo nodded slowly. Then he opened the box. Inside was not a ring. It was a mini tablet. He tapped the screen. A video began to play on the wall behind them. Iola had rigged a hidden projector. Everyone gasped. There she was, on the rooftop lounge, feeding Beo suya, saying the words, "Dapo is rich, but he's not you. You make me feel alive." Silence fell over the restaurant. A server dropped a tray. One of her friends gasped so hard she dropped her cocktail. Amaka's face twisted like burnt paper. "Wow, what is this? This is a lie." "I was your driver," Dapo said, standing. "For 5 days, I saw who you really were when you thought I wasn't watching." "Driver? What kind of madness is?" "You called me Babase. You sent me to buy shawarma. You made calls about another man while sitting in my car." Her mouth opened, but no words came out. "I gave you love. You gave me a show." He turned to the guests, then back to her. "Congratulations, Amaka. You just acted your last scene in my life." He dropped the box on the table and walked out. The entire lounge erupted in murmurs. The video went viral overnight. Someone posted a clip online with the title, "Man Catches Fiancée Cheating, Exposes Her with Rooftop Proposal Drama." By morning, it had 4.2 million views. Amaka tried to call him 50 times. She sent long WhatsApp paragraphs, then voice notes, then even begged through mutual friends. But Dapo didn't respond. He was done. He wasn't angry. He wasn't broken. He was free. 1 week later, Dapo was driving to an investor brunch in Banana Island when he received a call from an unknown number. "Hello." A man's voice came through. Smooth. Confident. "Dapo Akinlaid?" "Yes." "Who is this?" "My name is Bayo Adekunle. I believe we have something in common." Dapo froze. "Bayo? The same Bayo? Why are you calling me?" "I think we should meet. I'm not who she told you I was." Dapo parked by the roadside. He could hear his own heartbeat. "I'll send you an address," Bayo said. "Come if you want the whole truth." Click. Dapo sat in his car for almost 10 minutes, staring at the address Bayo had just sent. 12A, Isale Eco Crescent, Ikoi. It was a private estate. Gated. Exclusive. He wrestled with himself. Why meet the man who destroyed your relationship? But something about the way Bayo spoke, it wasn't arrogant. It sounded like someone who had a bigger story to tell. And Dapo wanted to hear it. If not for closure, then for clarity. He started the engine and drove. The house was modest, yet modern. A clean, white-painted duplex with trimmed hedges and a red gate. A security man opened after verifying Dapo's identity. Bayo was already waiting in the living room, dressed in a simple black t-shirt and jeans. He didn't rise when Dapo entered. He just gestured at the seat opposite him. "I appreciate you coming," he said. Dapo sat down stiffly. "This better not be a game." "It's not." Bayo leaned forward. "What happened between me and Amaka, it's not what you think." Dapo scoffed. "You kissed her. She told you I was just her ATM. That's enough thinking." Bayo sighed, nodding slowly. "She used me, Dapo, the same way she used you." Now Dapo paused. "What do you mean?" "I met Amaka 2 years ago at a fashion event. Back then, I was managing a rising designer. She said she wanted to model for us. She was charming, intelligent, seemed to know her way around high society." Bayo stood and began pacing. "She told me she came from a broken home, said all she wanted was real love, not money. She made me believe I was different. Special." He laughed bitterly. 2 months later, I found out she was dating a senator's son in Abuja. I confronted her. You know what she said?" Dapo shook his head. "She said, 'You're just one of the ingredients in the recipe. Don't take it personal.'" Dapo blinked. "You still went back to her?" "She begged, lied, faked a miscarriage, then disappeared." He turned to face Dapo fully. "It wasn't until your video went viral that I realized she'd been playing the same script with you. Only this time, you flipped the ending." There was silence. 2 men. Same heartbreak. Same betrayal. "I didn't call to justify myself," Bayo said. "I just wanted you to know. You're not alone. She does this to every man who thinks he's the one." Dapo leaned back, exhaling deeply. Everything suddenly made sense. 2 weeks after the rooftop proposal scandal, Amaka vanished from Lagos social circles. Her friends distanced themselves. Sponsors dropped her from campaigns. Her reputation, once spotless, now trailed whispers and digital shame. But what people didn't know was that Amaka had a backup plan. She had another man, an older, wealthier man in Abuja, Chief Dimeji Olatunji, real estate tycoon and a known sugar daddy among Lagos elites. Chief Dimeji offered her comfort, influence, a place to hide. But Amaka didn't just want to survive the scandal. She wanted revenge. One evening, Dapo got a DM on Instagram from a new account with no display picture. "If you want to know how far Amaka is willing to go, meet me at the Grand Tower Hotel tomorrow. 6 p.m., come alone." Dapo showed the message to Iola. "This looks like a setup," Iola warned. "That's why I'm going." Dapo arrived at exactly 5:58 p.m. He wore a cap low over his eyes and a smart casual shirt with jeans. He scanned the lounge carefully, noting cameras, exit points, and suspicious faces. Then he saw her. Amaka. She walked in wearing a red gown, a wide hat, and a smile that didn't reach her eyes. She sat across from him. "So you really came." "I've learned to follow my instincts," Dapo said, "even when they lead me into traps." Amaka chuckled. "It's not a trap. It's a transition. I'm offering you something better than closure." Dapo raised a brow. "What could you possibly offer me after everything?" "Let's rebuild," she said quickly. "Let's start over. I was wrong, yes. But love is complicated. I got scared. You're too perfect. I didn't know how to match up." Dapo stared at her. "You think this is a Nollywood audition?" She leaned forward. "I'm serious. I know I messed up. But you and I, we're power together. We can beat the scandal. The media will eat it up. Redemption story. Love conquers betrayal. Are you hearing yourself?" "I already told Chief Daimeji I'm leaving him for you," she said desperately. "Please, don't make me look like a fool." Dapo sat still for a moment, then stood up slowly. "You don't need me to look like a fool, Amaka," he said. "You've already done a spectacular job of that by yourself." Then he dropped a flash drive on the table. "What's this?" she asked. "Security footage, voice recordings, drone shots, and a compilation of all your lies from multiple men, including Bayo." He leaned closer. "You play chess with people's hearts. But, sweetheart, I'm not your pawn." Then he walked out. The next day, clips from the flash drive hit gossip blogs, leaked by an anonymous account. Headlines blazed. Amaka the Heartbreaker. How one woman scammed 3 millionaires in 2 years. Socialite caught cheating by disguised fiancé. Watch the full drama. Lagos Queen of Deceit exposed in multi-lover scandal. Amaka's name trended for 3 days straight. By the weekend, her modeling contracts were terminated. Her Instagram was flooded with insults. Even Chief Daimeji blocked her. Her empire of deception had finally collapsed. Dapo, meanwhile, buried himself in work. His new fintech app launched successfully and was trending on the Play Store. Investors praised his focus. The public hailed him as the man with sense. But deep down, he was healing, not just from Amaka, but from the fear that he'd never find real love. That was until he received an unexpected email. Subject: Your driver saved my daughter's life. When God closes a door, it's not always to keep you in. Sometimes, it's to lead you to the right one. Dapo sat behind his glass desk in his Lucky Phase 1 office, staring at the email that had just landed in his inbox. Subject: Your driver saved my daughter's life. Message: Dear Mr. Akinlade, I am writing to express my deepest gratitude. I know this may sound strange, but a man who identified himself as Babase helped save my daughter from an accident outside Deeper Life High School in Bagata last month. He noticed she was walking too close to the road while playing with a friend and pulled her away seconds before a reckless Okada rider sped past. We never got to thank him properly, and I recently found out from a neighbor that he was not a real driver. But you, thank you, sir. You may never know how that one act saved my family. God bless you richly. Warm regards, Mrs. Edith Ajayi. Dapo leaned back in his chair. In that moment, the fake identity he had created to expose Amaka had unknowingly blessed someone else's reality. It was a strange kind of divine irony. He smiled, genuinely, for the first time in weeks. The weeks passed, and the Amaka scandal faded from the blogs. Other trending topics took over. Politics, celebrity fights, football predictions. But for Dapo, something had shifted inside. His heart no longer beat with bitterness. He didn't regret testing Amaka. He only regretted wasting emotions on the wrong person. Then, one Friday evening, he attended a tech networking event hosted in Victoria Island. He was speaking on a panel when he noticed a young woman in the front row. She wasn't flashy. No loud makeup. Just calm eyes, a kind smile, and an effortless elegance that caught his attention. After the panel, she approached him. Mr. Akinlade, your thoughts on ethical innovation were powerful. I'm Tiniola. Thank you, Tiniola. I noticed you during the talk. You have a sharp presence. She blushed. I'm a product designer. Maybe someday I'll work with your company. Dapo smiled. Or maybe we start with dinner. She blinked. Is that business or personal? Let's say we leave it open to development. She laughed, and that laughter, soft, genuine, without motive, told Dapo one thing. This one is different. After her public disgrace, Amaka left Lagos and returned to Enugu, where she grew up. Her social media was wiped clean. No more photos, no more filters, no more flaunting of soft life. For the first time in her life, she had to live in silence. One morning, she looked at her own reflection and whispered, maybe I was the villain all along. She didn't have Dapo. She didn't have Bayo. She didn't have Chief Daimeji. All she had left was her name, and even that was stained. And yet, strangely, the pain humbled her. 6 months later, Dapo was driving out of Ebiano supermarket when he saw a woman begging a Kiki driver for change. He looked closer. It was Amaka. She was wearing a faded hoodie and old jeans. Her nails were unpainted. Her phone screen was cracked. She didn't see him. Dapo sat still for a moment, then slowly wound down his window. Amaka, he called. She turned. Their eyes met. She froze. Hi, he said simply. Her lips trembled. Dapo, I hope you're doing better. She nodded, too ashamed to speak. I don't hate you, he added, but I hope you find the peace that money can't buy. Then he drove off, and for the first time, Amaka cried, not because she lost a rich man, but because she realized she had lost a good one. Back at home that night, Dapo sat on his balcony with Tiniola beside him. They sipped tea as the Lagos night buzzed with distant generators and car horns. What made you decide to date again? Tiniola asked. I put on a disguise once to test love, he said. Now I take it off to find it. She rested her head on his shoulder, and as the moonlight wrapped around them, Dapo finally let go of the pain. Not all heartbreaks are setbacks. Some are setups for destiny. If you've made it this far, thank you for watching this emotional roller coaster of a story. He disguised as a driver to spy on his fiancée. What he saw broke his heart, as a reminder that sometimes the truth hides behind appearances, and the people we trust most may not always be who they seem. What would you have done if you were in Dapo's shoes? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear your take. If this story touched you, made you think, or even made you emotional, please give it a thumbs up. Share it with someone who loves deep, dramatic stories like this. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more powerful stories every week. Tap the notification bell so you won't miss what's coming next. You never know, the next story might just be about you. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.